One thing that did not air on Raw, and it would not have saved the show, but it would have been nice to see a promo like this on the actual television show instead of whatever the fuck it was that we got with the Shano heart attack, was an impassioned promo from Peyton Royce on Raw Talk, who vented her frustrations about her spot in the women's division. This is what she said. Asuka is injured right now, and yes, that sucks for her. But when a talent goes down, a spot opens up, and that spot is massive. So, why not me? Why does it always have to be the same old, same old? You know, I packed up my life, I moved across the world, I set up in a completely different country with not much of a support system to chase this dream. To do what? To sit in the locker room and watch women do what I do better than 98% of them? And the other 2%, well, I'd sure as hell give them a run for their money. It actually hurts when you know how deep in your soul you are destined to be where you are, striving for what you feel you deserve. My potential haunts me. When you're striving for something you feel you really deserve, this is where I am meant to be, and my patience has been running thin for quite some time. Stop wasting my time and give me Asuka. It's a very good promo. And she is right. Asuka is said to have a concussion from that errant kick to the face by Shayna Baszler a few weeks ago. And her status for WrestleMania is currently unknown. That's the tricky thing with these concussions. We've seen this before. You can have a concussion and be back in a week or two. You can have a concussion and have to forfeit your championship. That's what happened to Dolph Ziggler when he won the World Heavyweight title all those years ago. Remember Jack Swagger, I think, kicked him in the head? And I think Ziggler was out for quite a while, actually, and it just ruined whatever kind of run he would have had. It really did ruin the whole thing. So they're very tricky, and it's tough because now we're a few weeks away from WrestleMania. You can't really wait until a week before. I mean, she's got some time left, but you got to make a move. When you're this close to WrestleMania, you have your women's champion who looks like she may not be able to go. WWE has a decision to make. Her status for WrestleMania is up in the air. Time is running out. I would give it another week. And if Asuka is still not cleared, strip her of the title. That title needs to be defended at WrestleMania. And when Asuka is ready to come back, she can claim to be the uncrowned champion who was never beaten. Peyton Royce wants an opportunity? I say give it to her. Give it to her in a women's battle royal on the Raw after Fastlane. Or if they don't want to give Asuka another week, then they can just strip her this week and they can make the battle royal for the pay-per-view next Sunday. You have Peyton Royce, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Lana, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and the debuting Rhea Ripley. I keep saying, she's coming, she's coming. Well, she's here. Rhea Ripley debuts. And the final two women left standing face off at WrestleMania for the vacant Raw Women's Championship. And those two women, predictable as it may be, you don't exactly have a great selection there, but it's the right call to make. The final two women standing in the Battle Royal are Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. With Rhea going on to WrestleMania to avenge her loss at last year's show to Charlotte. With a title win in Raymond James Stadium. That is how you make a star. That is how you come back to that story and you give that story a proper ending. You give Rhea Ripley proper closure for what happened last year and the year that she had in 2020. That is how you, right out of the gate, from the moment she debuts, you establish her as a force to be reckoned with on this show in a division that desperately needs her help. That is how you do it. And now Rhea has a ready-made program or a pay-per-view defense at some point ready to go with Asuka whenever Asuka is cleared to come back. You do Asuka and Rhea, which is something we've never seen before. And I think could be quite good. Now, let's say that Asuka is cleared this week. She shows up to TV tomorrow and they evaluate her and they give her a clean bill of health, and Asuka is ready to come back on TV and to work. You can do the match one-on-one, Asuka against Charlotte, which seemed to be the direction anyway, at WrestleMania. Have Asuka beat her. Charlotte already beat her at WrestleMania 34. WrestleMania 37 tells a different story. Asuka gets a win over Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley can then debut on television the very next night, and you can set things in motion there. The only difference now is that Asuka's the champion, and Rhea is going to be the one challenging. But you still get to the same destination. This is not hard to do. It took me 5 minutes to come up with this. This is not difficult. We know what Rhea can do. She has already appeared on the main roster. She is not a mystery to people. She was one of the last 2 people in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Do not pussyfoot around with this woman. This division is dying. It needs help. It is sick. Peyton is right. With injury comes opportunity, but not for Peyton Royce. Not yet. It's an opportunity to establish Rhea Ripley as a dominant force in that Raw Women's division. I'm all for Peyton Royce getting her opportunity at some point. Now is not the right time. You're heading into the biggest show of the year. Now is not the time to shoehorn Peyton Royce into a championship match at WrestleMania. The time now is to get Rhea Ripley established as the person. Right up there, right alongside Asuka and Charlotte. Top 3, right there, in your Raw Women's division. That is the way to go. SmackDown on Friday night sure did make it seem like we're heading for a triple threat at WrestleMania for the Universal title. Edge, in storyline, is upset with the way that Daniel Bryan has muscled his way into the title picture. And it doesn't really make any sense to me why Edge is so upset with Bryan over any of this, or why he thinks that Bryan is being so selfish. Edge has a guaranteed title shot at WrestleMania, and being in the main event, challenging for the championship by virtue of winning the Royal Rumble match. That is set in stone. It is guaranteed. It does not matter who the champion is. Edge is going to get his shot, whether it's Daniel Bryan or whether it's Roman Reigns. So why is he so upset? Why is he so emotional over this? Now, if this were to turn into a triple threat match, then I can understand. That would make more sense. See, I think they jumped the gun on this. I think you could have had weeks of television with Bryan and Edge being very coy and very polite, but like in a way where you can kind of tell that one guy doesn't either like the other or doesn't trust the other one. And then all roads lead to Fastlane, which is where they're going, and the whole guest enforcer thing, which I'll get into here in a second. But then coming out of that, if the plan is to do a triple threat, then you can have Edge come out on television and be very upset and say, you know, when I won the Royal Rumble at WrestleMania, I was under the assumption that I was the one getting a Universal title match one-on-one. Now I've got to contend with another person in the match, and you're trying to take my dream away from me. And then Bryan can go into his dream and how he thinks this could potentially be his last WrestleMania, which it won't be. And that would make so much more sense. I almost feel like they just jumped the gun by a few weeks on this, because Edge just looks moody. It's like, what are you so upset about, bro? You're getting a title shot, bro. You got nothing to be upset about.